Today we're going to do an unboxing of some accessories that were sent to me from Symplie B Designs. We're going to take a look at those next. Stick around. So welcome back and thank you for joining us again today. Like I said, we are going to do an unboxing today of some stands actually that were sent to me from Brandon Hunt over at Symplie B Designs. Got his logo there on the side. These stands are actually display stands for your lightsaber hilts. Now, these particular stands will work with Saber Forge, Legacy lightsabers, your Savi's chassis lightsabers from Galaxy's Edge, and many other custom designed sabers out there. They will not work for the for many of the force effects. I don't have a bunch of the force effects to be able to test. I do know that, and I'll show you guys the Palpatine force effects that I have will not work with it, and I'll explain to you why as we look at that. So let's go ahead and open the box up, take a look and see what we've got inside. Now, I have already opened this box and taken a look at some things because I wanted to get some information for you guys so I could provide the best info possible to you. So I talked with Brandon briefly just to be able to kind of throw out some things that I saw, get his responses so that I can get you guys the most up-to-date and accurate information. So first thing I want to say is I appreciate the fact that when Brandon sent me the box, he sent me plenty of his logo stickers. It's got a nice Symplie B sticker there on the side. So he sent me a number of these to be able to have. And then he sent me some of his cards as well. Now, the one thing about the cards is, and I've got a few of them here, I like the way he's done this where on the front it's got his information. You've got his email address and the website that you can order the stuff from, but also on the back it's got a nice QR code. Now I'll see if I can't put this QR code on the screen for you guys at some point here, in case you want to scan the QR code to get a direct link right to him and to his page. Otherwise, the links for everything will be down below in the description. The one nice thing that I did like was Brandon did send me one that actually has a thank you written on it and his signature on there, just as, I guess, his way of saying thanks for ordering, I appreciate it, and I'm going to put that and display that with these stands whenever I get everything situated of where I'm going to put them at. So let's go ahead and get a better look at these stands for you. So I've got three separate stands, or three separate displays, I should say. The first one that we're going to take out of the box is a single unit display. Now, this is desktop. They are all USB powered, and what's the nice about them being USB powered is if you wanted to update the fonts from him, so in other words, your colors or anything that he comes up with new, they can be installed on these through your PC. And he has actually on his website a link that'll take you to a YouTube channel that shows you exactly how to update these. What's nice about these is they do have the button here on the front that will go through and switch between your different colors that are on there. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in so I can show you guys what the colorations look like on here. There we go. All right, there we go. Now we're plugged in. Now this particular one has multiple different colors. This is your blue. You do have a green. You have a nice bright white. And I know on the screen it's going to look a little different because of color capturing on the camera. You've got purple, which has a nice purplish color to it. You've got your nice bright yellow for your Ray style lightsaber. You've got red. Before red was actually the turn off point, where you can actually shut it off. Then you go back to blue. So you got blue or red, blue, green, white, purple, yellow, and then off. So one of the things that I found with these, and I talked with Brandon on it, and he said it's kind of given a little bit of a give and take, just because depending on what type of saber, what brand saber hilt you put on here, the inserts are sometimes a little different as far as the sizing of where the blade goes. Whether you're doing NeoPixel, you're doing Galaxy's Edge with their style blades, there's different ones out there, and the size of the insert where the blade actually attaches can be a different size. So he went with a size that kind of helps out, makes it a little bit more versatile amongst the different saber brands that are out there that you can purchase. What I have found is if it is a little bit loose, which is what I found with the Legacy lightsaber, when I put my Obi-Wan saber on there, and I'll go ahead and take the saber blade insert out. Let me get it to the right color here. When I put this on there, it was a little bit on the loose side. What I did to correct that, if you do purchase any of these, because this is nice and stiff, it doesn't wiggle around much, is I actually put two separate lines of one layer worth of electrical tape, and I'll show you what I mean. I don't know if you'll be able to really notice, but I have one layer of electrical tape across the top here, and then one sitting about a 1/4 inch up from the bottom, just to kind of fill that space in. That way that once it slides on and you get it in place, and it's a little snug when you go on there, you don't get wobble. It's not real loose. When I first put them on there, and I'll show you on one of the other stands that I haven't done that on, it was a little bit loose. It was a little wobbly. This one here, as you can see, once it's put in place, it will stay in there, which I really like it that way. So that is one thing that you can do. When I asked Brandon about that, again, the reason being is because if he tried to make it to where it would be snug on a Legacy lightsaber, it may be too tight for others, so that you couldn't get other ones to fit on there. So let's just see how it does, for instance, on, let's say, a Savi's chassis. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Savi's on there, and it got a little bit of a wiggle on there, and I think that's just because the opening on your Savi's chassis are a little bit snug, or a little bit large. I know with my Obi-Wan, when I went to use my Jamu blade that I'm sure many of you guys have seen on some of my other videos, it's a little tight going into some of the different sabers. The Obi-Wan, there's a couple others that it's a little snug going in. It's designed for that, but that's because, unfortunately, when Disney does their Legacy lightsabers, the openings, there may be a 1/16 of an inch variance in the size, but it's not enough of a difference to make it where the blades won't fit. This makes it to where the blade is nice and snug. Now, one concern I had, and you won't see it here, there you can see it looks like the blade comes directly out, like you would see in the movies, like the plasma blade coming all the way out of it. However, when you use certain different lightsabers, the black may protrude out a little bit on the bottom. For instance, back to our Obi-Wan, when I put it on, you can see there's a little bit sticking out. Unfortunately, that is because of the fact of how it had to be designed to be able to fit on certain sabers. Case in point, Count Dooku. If you try to put the Count Dooku Darth Tyrannus on there with that big long piece in the front, it makes it a little bit difficult to get it in place. Once you get it sitting on there, you can see you don't get a lot of clearance on there. There's not much gap right here and underneath. So there's kind of a give and take on there as far as being able to get it all to fit on there properly. That is not all the way down, and that's just the way it sits on there. So, you know, he trying to customize it to make sure that it's as universally able to fit on different sabers out there. Now, I mentioned about the force effects. Now, with your force effects saber, and I know I have not reviewed this yet, this will be coming up on one of my reviews here in the future. Force effects, the opening is too narrow. It will not fit. The force effects blades, I believe, are a 7/8 inch blade opening, whereas your Savis are 1 inch. With that being the case, I was not able to get the Palpatine to fit on there. Now, if I take the blade holder off, it will slide on, but it's going to look kind of ridiculous in that fashion without the emitter piece on. So, I don't, like I said, I don't have other force effects to be able to test. So if you purchase one for your force effects, just be cautious, know and understand you may not get it to fit on there. So I would definitely research and find out if anybody else has bought it for a force effects. You know, whether it's Darth Maul or the Dooku force effects, Darth Revan, or anything like that, to see if they'll fit on there before you purchase, because it may not fit properly. And the last thing you want to do is have to go trying to customize or make adaptations on here to get it to fit, you know, modifications and such. So anyway, that is the single desktop color changing lightsaber stand from Symplie B. Now, we'll go ahead and move on to one of the others that we have in here. The second one that we're going to look at now is going to be a wall hanging stand. Now, the wall hanging stand works in the same manner. It again is USB, so I'll go ahead and plug that one in, and you do get the same kind of coloring. Now, I do not have tape on this one. I have not done anything with this one yet to make that adjustment, so I will be able to show you how it is loose with fitting a legacy lightsaber on there. So keep that in mind. You know, you are going to need to put that on there, and you can see that it will not stay without that tape or something on there. And it's not a design flaw. It's made that way specifically so it can be universal to multiple different brands. Your Savi's chassis, when it goes on, it's not quite as loose, just because the chassis in here are a little bit tighter on the blade and the blade opening than others. Your Dooku, this one here, doesn't fit quite on, just because of the end that's on there. So if you're going to get it for a Dooku, be cautious, because as you can see, it does hit. So you may not want, if you get a Dooku, you may not want to use a Dooku on this particular stand, just because of how large this is. Now, I know Brandon's going to be taking notes on this, so that way he can make any kind of modifications and stuff he feels he needs to. So this may be one of those things that gets addressed. We shall see. This particular one, the button here is behind the blade, so you can change your colors. You got your blue, your white, your purple, your yellow, your off position, your red, your green. This particular, or all of these, basically when you power them back on, so let's say you put them on a USB hub, something you can power a bunch of them on all at the same time. Whatever color you have left it on is the color that will come back on, from what I've seen. Every single one of them, I've put different colors on there, unplugged it, plugged it back in, it comes back to the same color. So you don't have to worry about if you lose power, you turn the power off or something like that, having to go back and change the blade color. Mine kept staying the same. I'm sure yours will too. Now with this one here, you've got screw holes on either side to be able to mount to the wall. It's got a nice foam pad on the back so that you can get some good cushion against the wall. The only issue I've seen with the actual mounting is the screw hole that's behind here. And let me turn this off. Oops. So you can see a little better. The screw hole back here on the back looks like it's going to be a little bit difficult to get a screw in. Probably what you're going to do is put the screw in there and then screw it in from an angle with a smaller screwdriver to get it in there and mount it on the wall with that screw hole first, then put your mounts down below. Going to be the easiest way for you to do it. If you're a handy person, you know, somebody who's mechanically inclined, I'm sure you can figure out exactly how to do that to get everything to work on there. But that's the wall hanging lightsaber display from Symplie B. So now we will look at the third display. Now this particular display, I have been told, is only two of a kind. If you go to Symplie B's website or his Facebook page, you will see that he made one specifically for himself that he liked. He made me one as well, so that way I could show you guys it may be something that he decides at some point to be able to make for everybody and add into his listings on Etsy for you guys to purchase. We'll have to see how that goes. This particular one, and I really like the way this one looks, so I'm going to put this box down here on the floor. This is a triple blade stand, triple lightsaber stand, and the weathering on this thing is awesome. So this is it. Again, USB powered. This is the saber stand. So it's got some very nice design on here with the color, you know, the lines coming from each one of the pillars. It's got the nice weathered look on there, and you can get these in different ways. Any of these you can get with just a bare color. You can get it with the customization as far as like a weathered look on the desktop model, where you have like the burn look on there on the top, kind of that blue, purple, and black. You can get that added on. Some of those designs are a little extra because, of course, it does take a little bit more to be able to do those. So be prepared. Pick how you want it to look, and that's what the price is going to be based off of. This particular one, however, does not change colors. It is preset. So there we go. So this one is preset, 2 blues and a green. And I know it's a little bit hard to see. You know, you got your let's do it this way: your blue here, your green, and then your blue. This one was preset this way mainly because of the fact that it is multiple colors, so it would be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more involved, a little bit more costly to be able to make it where you can change the colors. I'm sure Brandon could come up with that design, maybe adding a switch on the back here somewhere to be able to change maybe 2 of them. But the good thing about this one is, like I said, if you wanted to change these colors, Brandon does do the software, the firmware for these that he will provide to you. I don't remember for sure if there was a charge for that. I think, if I remember right, there was not, but don't quote me on that. So don't get upset if I'm incorrect on that. And Brandon, if you're watching that, I'd love it if you leave us a comment down below to let us know if that is in fact the case. But this particular one, you can change the colors via the firmware, not by buttons. I have already added the electrical tape on here for myself. The fact that I want to be able to, I want to have like the 3 different colors. I want to have Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Luke sitting on this in that design, kind of, you know, father, son, and master kind of thing, or master Padawan, you know, kind of stuff like that. So that's how I'm going to display this one once I get everything situated, because as you can tell, I've got a lot of stuff back here. I'm still trying to find room to be able to put it in my man cave here, or in the Kyber cave, as I call it. So as soon as I find some space to be able to rearrange them, add these into my display setup, they will be on there. So this is the 3-piece. Look for this. Like I said, I know right now it's not available. It may come available in a short time. We shall see. And now we'll move on to the second box that I got from our buddy Brandon Hunt over there at Symplie B. We're going to take a look and see what else he sent us. So let's see here. So the first thing we got, I'll package it here. So one of the things that Brandon does on his site is he also makes custom Savi's emitters. They will go on your Savi's chassis. He's got a number of different designs. He also does custom designs. He actually sent me a nice one here that has a burn effect on it, as you can see, and it will go on the Savi's chassis. So I'm going to actually take one of my Savi's designs and I'm going to put it on here because I want to see just how this is going to look on the Savi's. Get it threaded on here. Oops. The switch was moving on me. So that looks really, really nice. That's the design that you can see, the way the emitter looks. Blends in nicely with the rest of the Savi's chassis design there. And I like the way it has the angled edge there. It's got, looks like, put it forward here for you to be able to see, little portholes there on the front. And then also the pieces on the side. I wonder how this looks. Let's see what it looks like with a blade in it. So we're going to use our JMU blade here, and see if we can't get this to. Oh yeah, and look how that peeks through the side there. I think that looks really, really good. The customization, I mean, it looks awesome. The nice thing is with the burn marks that are actually a custom paint job. He does the custom paint on there. This does cost a little bit more to get that design on there. If you want that particular design style to be done on yours. Now, there is a drop down on his site to be able to purchase those. And we're going to talk about prices here in just a few minutes. So let me take this off here and we'll move on to the other part, the other thing he sent. I want to put this Savi's emitter back on there so we've got everything on there right. This, my understanding, is a one-of-a-kind, kind of like the triple bladed that you saw earlier, the triple blade stand. But this is a Savi's stand with a Kyber display mixed in. Now, there are some customs that have been done very similar to this one from my understanding. However, this one here, the paint job on it that he did is literally a one-of-a-kind style paint job specifically for this stand. So this is what the stand looks like. It's got black and silver, and that particular style has not been done for anyone else. What I really, really like about this is the customization, the way he's done stuff, because you'll notice on here it's got some burn marks looking here, some gouges on there. I mean, it almost looks like a lightsaber's been dropped on it. It's got some more burn marks and scarring and scuffing on there. It's got a really nasty looking burn mark right there that looks really good. Got some burn marks here as well on the stand side and on the corners. And I mean, the design of this is just really, really nicely done. Now, with this stand, there's some nice features that go along with this, and we're going to talk about those now. So let me plug this in real quick, and I will show you some of the features that this has built into it. So we have customized lighting, okay, and the lighting on this, they are specific to each port, but the nice thing is these are designed for you to be able to put one of every color Kyber on this stand. Now, first and foremost, it is designed to be able to put your Savi's chassis on. So you can display your Savi's on the stand itself, just like that. So what's really nice is you take your Kybers and you sit them in place. And there is a spot for every color that is made by Savi's, or I should say, sold in Doc Ondars. And it really makes the Kybers glow. It gives them such an awesome look. I'm trying to get this one, there we go, to get it to line up right. So you get that. And that's how the stand looks when you have it set up. Now, here's the nice thing. There are some different designs. Trying to get that one to standing up the way I want it. Got to kind of position these things just the right way with the notches to get them to sit in there the way you want them to. We'll leave it for there. There's a button right here. I don't know if you guys can really see it very well, but when you press this button, it has some different profiles, just like a NeoPixel blade does. So when you hit it, you can get a pulsating glow. So let me turn the light off right here so you guys can really get a good look at how the glow does. So you can get it to where it does a pulsating glow like that. You can get it where it kind of cycles through the colors. You can get it to where they all just stay on stagnant or static. And then each press, you get a little bit dimmer. So you can change the brightness of it. And then you've got it to where you can have them kind of flicker randomly between the different Kybers. This is a great design. I love how this is done. One of the things I can't show you, because all of my pins that you get when you do the Savi's, I actually have on my backpack. But if you look right here on the back, there's this little round kind of half moon shape right there. And just in front of it is actually a groove. That is a spot for you to put the pin that you get when you build a Savi's lightsaber to display right there. If you're curious on how that looks, I'll actually put a picture up right here for you guys to be able to see off of his website, one of the ones he did like this that has the pin on there. So this stand was sent to me for me to be able to use during one of our upcoming giveaways. So not sure when. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it at the 500 or if I'm going to do it at 1,000 subs. But this stand will be given away as one of the prizes during the live stream that I will do whenever we reach that sub mark. As well as I may go ahead and give away the emitter. Haven't 100% decided yet, but I may go ahead and give the emitter away as well to somebody during that one of those two live stream events when we hit those particular sub counts. So it may be that I do the emitter at 500 and then do the stand at 1,000. Just all depends on what we're going to do. So let's talk price now. Let me throw some prices out there for you guys, because I know anybody that's watching this is going to be wondering, how much do these cost? I will say this: you get what you pay for. These particular items are done very, very well, and there are a slew of different custom emitters that Brandon makes over there at Symplie B. This particular emitter right here on his site retails for $25. I will say this: I do 3D printing. I've done some myself, and I can tell you, looking at this, and I'm going to try to get it up here closer for you guys to be able to see. If you know anything about 3D printing, there are no layer lines on this. I don't see any layer lines anywhere in this. There's no layer lines on the top. Trying to keep it focused for you. No layer lines on the top there where the emitter or the blade actually comes out. It threads on very nicely. The threads match. The quality of these items that he sent, hands down, are some of the best looking ones that I've seen. When I first saw these, I would not have thought this was 3D printed. Looking at it, because of the way it looks, the paint job and everything, it looks metallic. It looks metal. But it's not. But this thing is solid. I mean, it's got some weight to it. It feels very sturdy. It feels quality. And that's one of the things you're going to get with what anything that you get from Symplie B. You're going to get quality. Now, our single blade display stand. This particular one, let me get to it here. This retails for $49.99, basically $50, single color, without the burnt look that, and I know you can't hardly see it, the burn look that you have here on the end, the black, blue, and purplish coloring right there, the custom paint. If you want custom paint like that, not just a single silver color or whatever color you decide you want to have it done in, if you ask for a custom design, that's an additional $10. But again, if you look closely at this, you're going to notice there are no layer lines. We don't have layer lines on this anywhere in the design. And these are all custom handmade by Brandon over there at Symplie B. Same thing with our wall stand. Now, the wall stand, this is a single color, so this one would be $50 for this one here, because it's just a single color. It does not have any custom paint job on there, so this one's going to be your $49.99. Now, some of these are not currently available on his page, so if you're looking for something like this, you're going to need to go ahead and message Brandon, so that way he can go ahead and get you set up with the design that you're looking for. So, what's the last thing? The display stand. Now, this display stand in a standard single color is going to run you about $80. But look at what you're getting. You've got the Savi's display. In case you're going to be able to display a lightsaber. You've got the 6 Kyber displays. So you're getting a Kyber display as well. You're getting custom coloring, programmable custom coloring. So if you wanted to add different fonts, if he has any different fonts or profiles that you want done or designed or something, all of that stuff can be updated through your computer. These do also come, and if you look on his site, you'll be able to see where he adds an additional Kyber display on the front. So if you wanted to display a black Kyber with this, you can put a black Kyber on this display as well. I'm not sure how much the price increase is to go to a display with the 7 of them on there versus the 6. I just know looking, the 6 is going to be $79.99. The price is the same whether you have the 6 or the 7 based on prior sales. I can't guarantee that that's the price setting for these because right now these are out of stock on the site. I know, talking with Brandon today, that some of this stuff that's not listed on the site right now will be available when this video drops or shortly thereafter, so that you guys, if you want any of this stuff, you can purchase it. I'm going to put links to each one of these down in the comments below, or the description below. So look for those links down there if you're interested in getting this stuff. I'm telling you guys, the quality that these are, that you're going to see for what you get from Symplie B for the price, hands down some of the best stuff I've seen. I've gotten display stands from other crafters out there that 3D print and make stands that, you know, they cost around the same price for some of this stuff, but the quality I haven't really seen as good as this. All the ones that I've seen, they all have the layer lines. You can see how it was made and everything. This looks like it literally was a mold pour of ABS plastic from a high-end manufacturer, not just a person who is making custom stuff and selling it on Etsy. So when you look at what you're seeing and you see the price, know that you're going to get quality equipment, quality displays, quality products from Symplie B. So anyway, if you're looking for any of this stuff, again, description down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any of these, I would love to know. What do you think about the quality from the stuff from Symplie B? If you haven't gotten any of this stuff, let me know if you're looking at getting some of it, because I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed whatsoever in what you see coming out of their shop there. Thanks again for joining me tonight to take a look at all this great stuff from Symplie B Designs on Etsy. Look for us on our socials as always. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down there. That way you'll know when new videos are coming out as well, and helps the channel out, you know, when knowing that you guys are enjoying what we're doing and helping out, you know, custom crafters like this, guys that are out there making some really good stuff for the hobby and the community that we all enjoy. Check out our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the good socials. That's where you're going to get the quickest and earliest notifications of when things are going to come out. So again, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, may the Force be with you.